All right, so we're going to take a look at quadratic functions. So we're going to open our books to the next double page. Okay, so this is going to be Unit 4, quadratic functions. It's going to be in two sections, but we're going to make just one, I guess, unit from it. But we are going to split it into two sections. So again, start off with the cover sheet, Unit 4, quadratic functions. Open it to the next double page. Before you do anything, please make sure your papers are in order. All right, once they're in order, as always, take your ruler to the middle. All right, pass the page number to the middle. Apply pressure. Take 2 or 3 pages. Pull it to your hand and down. And then once you do that again, make sure you keep those two piles separate. All right, so again, we're going to keep cutting to the middle, 2 or 3 pages. Pressure on your left hand with your right, pull to the ruler and down. Make sure you put those behind the ones you just cut. And the last few pages, once again, to the middle, to your left hand, pressure on your left hand, pull down. Okay, put those on the back. All right, so you should have pages in order, left and right. Okay, so now once you have that, you're just sticking it in. Please make sure, once again, your pages are in order before you do this. What you want to do is you want to put 4 small dots towards the middle of each page. All right, then you're taking your pages and you're just sticking them in. Stay away from this margin, and they're going to be loose, and that's okay because the glue has not dried. So this gives you a little wiggle room if you make mistakes. All right, and again, towards the middle. So towards the middle, stay away from here and here. All right, so that's what we're doing each time. 4 small dots. Okay, and then what you're going to do is, again, you're going to stick in your paper, left and right. Please make sure the entire time that you're going in order, stay away from these 2 lines. All right, then when you flip your page, just be gentle because it's not fully glued in just yet. So again, 4 small dots towards the middle. Make sure your pages are going in order. Stay away from here and here. So towards the middle, you're just taking your sheets of paper towards your middle. And you're just going to repeat this until you're completely done. So 4 small dots. Left side towards the middle. Right side towards the middle. Again, keeping these 2 margins completely clear. Gently pull it over. 4 small dots. Towards the middle. Left side away from there. Towards the middle. Right side away from there. Gently hold your paper as you flip it over and repeat the process. 4 small dots. Left side towards the middle. And again, be careful. The paper is very slippery because it's not glued in all the way just yet. And then right side towards the middle, making sure that you are going in order each time. 4 small dots. Towards the middle, left and right. Towards the middle. Hold your pages while you flip over. 4 small dots. Left side towards the middle. Right side towards the middle. Stay away from the corners or the margins. Gently hold the paper as you flip it over. 4 small dots. Left side towards the middle. Right side towards the middle. Again, staying away from those margins. Hold your paper gently as you flip it over. Last page. 4 small dots on both sides. Now I stuck that one a little bit to the edge, so just make sure you wipe any excess glue off before you close your book. All right, so apply a little pressure. And you should be good to go. All right, so what we're gonna do now is create our tabs. So we have our page numbers. So you're going to split your page. So start on the cover page as always. That's always gonna be our rough draft. And go about halfway, split your page about halfway, and then make a mark. Then take your halfway page, split it again halfway, and make your mark. And it doesn't have to be exact, you're just approximating. Do the same thing to the bottom half. So half of that is about here, make a mark. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal spaces. Then on the bottom, what I want you to do is just count 1, 2 lines up and make a mark. Okay, so now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little space on the bottom, 5. All right, you're gonna take your cover page. You're going to gently fold it just a little bit like so. All right, and then where you have your mark, let me move my mark up because I actually did it here. So again, it's just a rough, it's fine. All right, so where you have your mark, you're going to mark the bottom of that. Okay, and then you're going to write this tab in, graph and 3 forms of quadratics. Graph and 3 forms of quadratics. Pause the video if you need to. All right, so that's going to be your first major tab. So we're going to do major tabs and we're going to do minor. So our major tabs are going to be this in bold. Our minor tabs are going to be the ones that are not in bold. So we got our first one written down. Then we're going to go all the way past quadratic formulas. So just before projectile motion will be my next major tab. So I'm going to go just before projectile motion. And notice I'm not talking about the page numbers because this change every year. So again, just looking just before projectile motion. So I'm going to go over to projectile motion. So there's quadratic formula, which is the last thing before projectile motion. So if I go to the next page, I'm going to hit projectile motion. So once I hit projectile motion, that's going to be my next tab. So I'm going to hold all my pages together, right? I'm going to, again, fold it over, and I can already see that for me, I need to extend one of the tabs. So I'll probably extend this one. So since I know they're not going to line up when I cut my pages, I need to make either this one come here or that one come down. So I'm just going to extend this one actually. So this is my first major tab. So I guess I was right the first time that this was the line. All right, so now on my second one, so again, I'm gonna fold my page just after projectile motion, fold it over, make a mark on the top, make a mark on the bottom, and that page is going to be called Real World Application. So this is the major tab, Real World Application. Pause the video as you need to. All right, going back to my cover page. So I got 2 more major tabs. The next bolded part says connecting parent x squared to vertex form. So that's where I need to go just before transformations after area. So again, notice I'm not talking about page numbers because those are going to change. So right after area, just before transformations. All right, so I'm going to go to area. Right after area, so this says area, so right after area before transformations. So up to here, okay, so from where I just drew, so it's just 2 pages basically, okay, that's going to be that one tab. So now my next tab starts on transformations connecting. So I'm just make sure it says transformations, and then that's where my tab starts. So again, take your cover page, fold it over so gently, mark the top, mark the bottom. So this will be a transformations page. And then go ahead and write this major tab in. Connecting parent x squared to vertex form, and that's what it looks like. Again, it's really just matching on your transformations page this. Okay, pause the video as you need to. Then the last tab should say, well, there are 2 major tabs. The last one should start on comparing linear And it's right before comparing, right after transformation, so it's got to be the next page, which it is. So once again, on the very next page, it's going to say comparing functions. You're going to fold it over, and we are on the almost the bottom tab. I'm going to fold it over. Again, mark the top and the bottom. And this one is going to be called comparing. So it's on your comparing notes. You're going to type comparing linear, y equals mx plus b to quadratic. So again, the next bold one. All right, that's only going to be a page that's one tab. So we're going to flip over one more. Okay. And that sheet of paper by itself is going to be where your data sheet goes. So data sheet. All right. Once you have your major tabs done, we're going to go ahead and cut the paper. So again, we're going to start at the very cover page, at the very beginning of your cover page. You can use scissors, but a ruler is a lot faster. There's a red line here that you can barely see. You're going to put your ruler right there. Hold your paper to the ruler, apply pressure with your left hand, and with your right hand, pull it down gently. That should reveal your first major tab. Now, your major tab is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to hold 6 sheets together up to where you get to projectile motion. 6 sheets together up to where you get to projectile motion. So you're going to take your cover page, put it over, and 6 sheets. You're holding 6 sheets, okay? 6 pages. You're going to cut it to the margin gently, all right, applying pressure, and then all the way down. That's going to reveal, oops, my ruler is upside down. That's going to reveal your next one. And if you're having problems cutting, you can do 3 sheets and then do another 3 sheets. So again, 6 sheets in total, okay? All right, so now I'm at my next major tab. So now, again, I'm going to count 1, 2 sheets from my major tab. All right, so just 2 sheets. So I'm holding 2, and then I'm cutting those. All right, so again, cut it to the margin from the very bottom, right? And then all the way down, just 2 sheets. It's going to reveal your next major tab. Go ahead and flip to that one. And this one is just 1 sheet. Yep. 1 sheet. Cut it to the margin and then cut it down. That's going to reveal your second to last sheet. That one is also 1 sheet. So cut that one, just 1 sheet, down to the margin, all the way down. And so if you did this correctly, you have all your major tabs. So just going to do minor tabs for this one, for this first tab. So we're going to open this to our first tab, which is going to be 3 forms of quadratics. And what I want us to do on the very top, so again, this is page 2, 3 forms in quadratics. So at the very top, and again, don't pay attention to the page number because it might be different. So it says 3 forms of quadratics, write 3 forms and characteristics. All right, and then go ahead and color that out. This one's going to be 1, 2, 3 pages. All right, so 3 pages, all right, 3 forms and characteristics. Then you're going to write factor and solve. Just 2 lines, factor and solve. Okay, that's just going to be 1 page. 1 page, factor of solve. And then you're going to write vertex and quadratic formula. So again, it should match vertex and quadratic formula. Factor and solve should say something about factoring and solving. All right, so 1 page of vertex and quadratic formula. Then we're going to go ahead and cut those tabs out. So starting off with the 3 forms. This one was going to be 1, 2, 3 pages. So hold all 3 pages together. Cut it to the margin carefully. And then all the way down. Okay. Factor and solve was going to be, so I'm going to flip over to factor and solve. 1 page only. So take the 1 page of factor and solve. Cut it to the margin. And then all the way down. Then the last page should already take care of itself, so vertex. So this tab, this major tab, is cut into 3 pieces. All right, so 3 forms, factor, and quadratic. I'm not really gonna cut this one so much because really it's only 2 pages long, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so your notebook should look like this once you've cut it. These are all your majors, okay? So your majors are going to be your bold, okay? And then the first one has some minors, okay? So your first one has some minors. All right, so I'm gonna stick in my table of contents. So at the very front of your book, all right, we have unit 3. All right, we can't seem to fit unit 4 there, so let's see, do I have enough space? Yeah, I do, because I have enough pages left out, so I'm just gonna put unit 4 right here. Or you can cut it if you want to. If you don't have a lot of space, you can cut it. All right, so I'm gonna put mine on my right. Again, 4 small dots. If you're using my glue. Okay, I put 5. But 4 small dots. This one doesn't matter if it goes past because the table of contents does not have like a tab. So just stick in your table of contents so that you know where to go. So it should look like unit 1. Okay, so if you don't have that done, you can definitely come get it for me and cut it out. Unit 2, unit 3, and unit 4. So I'd ask you to leave a double page. We'll see whether I put something in there, but unit 4. So then when I grab unit 4, I'll be able to start unit 5. All right. All right, guys, we're just gonna quickly put in our data sheet where it says unit 4 quadratic functions. You're gonna come to the very last tab, which says data sheet. Open the double page. You're gonna take your sheet of paper and go ahead and cut it out as thin as possible widthwise. So I'm going ahead and cut that piece out and that one as well. And again, do not stick it by the margins. So you're going to cut it right out as thin as the width can be. Do not stick it on the actually you can, because the tab's already cut out. So that's fine. Actually, that's fine. And then you're just going to fold it over just a little bit so that it stays inside the page. All right, so you see that one? All right, so unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4. And then over here, it has the names of the AKSs. Again, just make sure it doesn't cover the tab. So again, you're just gonna fold it just a little bit at the very edge, like that. All right, once you folded it, you're going to go ahead and take your glue and just on the back of it, because you've already folded it, just make your 4 small dots. Again, not a lot, just 4 small dots. And then again, you're going to stick it right in there. And then on this side, you folded what you don't want to glue, 4 small dots. All right. And then again, stick it in there, being careful not to cover the title. And we're good. So that is your data sheet there. Carefully hold the page over and fold it. And then now you just need to solidify it. So that's going to be your last sheet of paper for this semester. So again, unit 4 is now complete, including your data sheet. So when you open your data sheet, this is what it looks like. When you need to write something, you have it like so, okay? Let's practice.